it's margarita time, so we're super excited about this one. We will be teaching a jalapeno spicy marg today, which is just a variation on the classic and world's most recognized cocktail, the margarita.
Absolutely. We're going to teach it in two different ways because we know not everyone has a shaker. We know that it's traditionally shaken, but we're going to teach you the shaken way and the build over ice way, so that we want these recipes to be able to be made by everyone, no matter where you are, where your bartending skills are at, and what tools you have at home.
Yeah. All right, let's dive in. Let's get this drink in hand. So if you're shaking it, you're just going to fill your shaker with ice. But the first step is really going to be, you just want to get this really cold. The first step is going to be giving this cocktail a rim. So we'll walk through that. You're going to do this for both the shaken and the muddled cocktail.
What you're going to do is just take a lime or lime wheel, rub it around the edge of both. And because this is a spicy marg, we're just putting it in some chili powder to give it that extra little kick. And if you want to try just taco seasoning from your local grocery, totally fine. Salt, like the classic, sugar if you got a sweet tooth, or even tahini. That's, some places you can find tahini. We have a harder time in Nashville finding it. So that's why we find chili powder is a great alternative.
Yeah. There we go.
It's so cute.
Classic marg, you would probably use salt for this one unless you just wanted to give it a bite with the rim.
Totally.
So our next step, now that our shaker is nice and cold, filled with ice, we are going to add our most important ingredient, as we usually do, the tequila.
Here we go. We're going to do our typical pour, 1.5 ounces. Go fill our shot glass here. Right into there. I'm going to wait on this for my build over ice cocktail because I'm going to start with the muddling process.
Yeah.
The shaker is going to take the place, that is going to be the way you muddle, the way you infuse that jalapeno into the drink. Whereas for me, I don't have a shaker, so I'm just going to throw some jalapeno slices in the bottom here, along with my simple syrup, which I'll do for both of us here. We're going to start with 1 ounce of simple syrup.
I'm going to put some jalapenos in my shaker too, just to give it an extra bite.
Per usual, if you want to infuse your honey simple syrup with jalapeno to take it up a notch, take that flavor to the next level, feel free to do so. We're using plain right now, and the muddling and shaking process will do the infusing for you. That was 1 ounce. If you got a sweet tooth, up that to 1.5 ounces or even 2 ounces if you're feeling crazy. I traditionally have a sweeter tooth than Jess. She likes a more bitter cocktail. So I'd be adding another ounce probably, let's be honest. All right, so while she's going to put her citrus in.
There we go.
I'm going to wait on my citrus and I'm going to start muddling. So I am just releasing the jalapeno flavor into my honey simple syrup here. I'm going to start smelling that jalapeno. Just kind of a word to the wise, de-seed your jalapeno. If you don't want to, you can imagine how it feels.
Yeah, it is very, very hot when you keep those seeds in there. Also, another word to the wise, I'm about to start my shaking process. We always love a bubbly marg, but you never, never, never want to shake your bubbly ingredients. You're either going to end up with a flat drink, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you're going to have an explosion. Yeah. So best practice is just to shake all of your ingredients before you add your bubbles.
For sure. While Jess is shaking, I'm going to start filling with ice for both cocktails. Nice job.
Thank you. So margaritas can be made either over ice. Some people actually like it just up, not on the rocks or anything. They just like it just straight. Others like it blended. So if you're blending this cocktail, all you would do is just throw all of these ingredients into a blender and it's going to do the work for you. It's actually a little easier. Cleanup can be harder, but
for sure. All right, she's going to strain. She's got all of her staple ingredients, whereas I'm a little behind on my tequila here. Can't forget that. We've got our 1.5 ounces as well. There we go. And I'm going to add my citrus to this because we are just building over ice. It is going to be 1 full lime. Since lime is a key ingredient of a margarita.
Now, if you were making these non-spicy, you would just leave out the jalapeno, maybe do a salt rim instead. And you might want to add just a dash of triple sec. That's typically in normal margs. In a classic marg, you'll either see triple sec, you might see Grand Marnier, you might see Cointreau, some sort of orange liqueur. You could also, again, if you're trying to kind of cut back on sugar or just watch how much sugar you're consuming, liqueurs have a lot of sugar in them. So you could just add a dash of orange. You know, you could get some orange juice, get an orange, slice it up, just squeeze some in. You're still going to get that delicious flavor, and just be aware of how much sugar you're taking in.
Right. And if you are just trying to make it a little boozier, you can always add more tequila.
Yes, that is
Never
true.
hurt anybody, right? Right. All right, so as you can see, we're at the same level here. We've got the same ingredients going on. I built over ice and muddled here, just shook it up, all the same ingredients. We had our 1.5 ounces of tequila. We had our ounce of honey simple syrup. We have our jalapenos and our citrus. Lastly, we're gonna make this a bubbly guy. We've got our lime club soda that we love from Trader Joe's here. We love to use a lime soda just because it accentuates the lime flavor. If you've only got regular club, totally fine.
Traditional margs often are not made with soda, but it is kind of just a nice touch.
Get it out.
There we go.
Great.
I'll give you a little fun fact here is, we often think of margs as a staple, drink in Mexico, but it is the most popular cocktail in the US, but in Mexico, it is actually second to the Paloma. The Paloma in Mexico is a little bit more popular than the marg is. So fun fact there.
It is. All right, we're going to finish off with a garnish here. We've got a lime wheel. Here, I'll give you one for yours.
There you go. Thank
There
you.
you go. A lime wheel and a jalapeno wedge. Right there on the edge. And there are your jalapeno margs, shaken and muddled.
Yes. Cheers, everyone.